All right, exciting day here at Full Moon Creative. We actually just got in our new Blackmagic Web Presenter, the little Terranex Mini and all the little accessories that go along with it. We're going to test it out, see how it works, and see if we can actually get you guys online live, all in one setting. Got my handy dandy razor blade here, so we're just going to open up and see which toy comes first. It's kind of like Christmas in August. What we got going on here? No one saw that? Here we go. Blackmagic packaging is always pretty nice, believe it or not. They all the little toys. Got the software and the manual comes with it. Actually comes on its own handy dandy SD card, so that way we can use that right into the computer. We got the actual unit itself. Just like that, just very simple, plain black box when you first get it. It's got the feet that go along with it in the back. On the back side, you'll see that it has SDI out, it has SDI loop out, has the USB webcam portal here, has an SDI in, an HDMI in, and an HDMI loop out, as well as a analog audio setup for stereo in and line and mic in as well. So it's got a lot of connections to it, fairly simple. Now this model actually, one of the things that's, I don't know if it's good or it's bad, but it actually shoots in 720p rather than 1080, right? It's supposed to give you a lower bit rate, easier to process, go on things like YouTube, Facebook, and all of that. According to what I've read, it actually should work on a lot of different programs. It says it works with YouTube Live, Facebook Live, and Skype, but you can also use it through programs such as Periscope, XSplit, Twitch, quite a few different ones. We've actually done some testing with OBS on it as well, which is Open Broadcaster. This is actually, you had the option of adding to it the Terranex Mini Smart Panel, which gives you a little monitor to see what's going on. It also allows you to switch. So it allows you to, you have the HDMI and the SDI ports, so that allows you to use it kind of like a mini switcher. So if you have two sources, you can actually select which one you want to use. Let me just go ahead and open this up as well. So comes what looks like kind of like a hard drive type thing. All the static concern and all that good stuff here for it. Open it up, anti-static bag. And there that is, just a little guy, right? So it looks like what you have to do is you have to actually remove the front face of the web presenter, and it's going to go right on the front like that. So it's just going to fit right onto it. So we're going to do that real quick. We're going to go ahead and take this apart here on the side. I like buying something brand new and getting the opportunity to take it apart right away. It should be fun. By the way, this is Larry White here beside me. He's helping me out with getting us online, and he actually uses the other version of this for a show that they do live here in the Full Moon Studio every Sunday. Larry, you want to plug the show?
I don't have a microphone.
All right, well, fine. It's a spectacular geek movie trivia and geek court. It can be found on Going Nowhere YouTube page and Facebook. Is it about right? Microphone or not? All right, so that just comes right out. It's just a cover. Like if you look at it, it's quite literally just a little plastic cover that goes over the top of it. All right. So then what we're going to do, we're going to drop this in. You'll see that there's a you get that there, Howard? There's like a little board piece that sticks out, and it actually is going to slip right into this. Kind of like if you remember, I might be dating myself, but back when you'd have a car radio with a detachable face, it kind of looks like that kind of interface. Do you ever have a car with a detachable face radio, Larry?
Larry doesn't have a microphone.
So normally I would say go ahead and put the feet on this thing, so that way you have the little bit of a rubber protection. But what we went ahead and we bought the Terranex Mini Rack Shelf to go along with this, to allow us to actually set it up in our rack mount where we have our Blackmagic Atom, so that way it can all be together in one place. You'll notice this is, now we've actually got on the screen, so you have a port here for USB, which is down in there. Honestly, it's pretty deep in there to try to get to that USB port. And you'll see it has, menu, video, audio, all that good stuff. One thing that seems to be missing from the package, and seems to be missing in quite a few of the Blackmagic packages, is a power cable, right? So I don't know if it's maybe because they sell things internationally, a lot of things internationally, so different plugs for different places, but it did not come with the simple D-tap or D-plug that goes along with it. But I wonder if we can find one somewhere, Larry. There we go. Look at that right there for us. All right, so we're going to power this thing up for the first time. Take a look at what we have. All right. So we've already put the screen on it, so we're just kind of waiting for it to, I guess, process and access. When you look at it, it actually has, you're showing your video input, things like that. We actually also have a Blackmagic camera here that we're going to plug into it with an SDI cable. Plug that right in there like that. So right away, it recognizes it's actually set up on auto to recognize what source is coming through. And if you do a quick look through some of the menus, you'll see that with the SDI, it's actually getting audio as well. So it's actually, everything comes through the one cable, which is great. I'm sure most of you know that if you know SDI. So you go into menu and you have different settings available to you. Right? You have auto, you can force it to the SDI or force it to the HDMI. Right? And you use a little wheel here on the side to scroll through the different settings, showing you what firmware it's on, factory default, all that good stuff. You got audio, which shows you what audio levels are coming in, where they're coming in from. You've got, and this is kind of an interesting one, you've got the transition that you can set up for the switching portion of this. So now this thing actually has, it has like a 1-2 here, so that's source 1, source 2. So you can use this like a live switcher as well. So you can actually plug in 2 sources, camera, mixer. We're actually going to use our ATEM to plug into that. And then we'll use that in here, and we can switch back and forth from like a logo, then back to our ATEM with all the cameras on it, or use the logo in the ATEM. But it just gives you that extra added functionality. This actually gives you the different transitions. You can change the amount of time for each of the transitions. You can go all the way up to what, 2.5 seconds transition, or you can do a dip down to what looks like maybe dip down to black. Different options here. Once again, I'm going to leave it for now on the 0.5, half a second mix. So what else have we got in here? It's Howard making some noise back there. Transition, audio mixer, setup. All right, so that seems like that's all that you've got in here. But it's pretty, for such a small package with such a minimal price point. It's got a lot of little features there. So next up, what we're going to do is we're actually going to see if we can get you guys live. So see how easy it is. They advertise it as something that you can do very easily. Add just this to your system and go on live as though you were using like the camera on your computer, or maybe like a webcam that you would place into it, like a USB or something like that. So have a USB cable. You're going to stick it in here and see what happens. All right, so we go to the computer. It says it recognizes that all drivers should be there automatically for it, so you don't have to worry about downloading something, updating it to your computer. It's supposed to work automatically driver-wise. We're going to go to Facebook, see if we can to get it to recognize live on Facebook. So it gives you the option of, in here it'll actually show you, you can see it probably on the screen behind us, it gives you the option of going to the Blackmagic Web Presenter as though it was a web camera. So we can click on that, and sure enough, there it is. You should be able to see Howard back there. Hi everybody, there he is right there. Now, there is a little bit of lag in it, you'll see. Howard kind of give us a wave up there so we can kind of see, or actually better yet, Larry wave in front of it so that way we can see how long it takes for it to register. So I mean there's a little lag, but it's pretty good. So we've tried this out with the other one that we have for OBS as well, which I believe we may have opened up in here. Yeah, we have OBS as well, so you can see it recognizes it right away. Now what we did notice was there was quite a bit more lag with the OBS than there was on FaceTime, or I'm sorry, on Facebook. One more time. We did notice that there was quite a bit more lag on the OBS than there was on Facebook. Larry, kind of give me a little wave of the hand up there so you can kind of see. You'll see it takes a little bit longer for it to recognize. Now, we're doing this, do you have YouTube up as well? Because we're actually doing this on YouTube. So you'll see the lag between OBS, Facebook, and the actual web presenter. So we're able to go live onto Facebook and web presenter all at the same time. So what he's going to do is he's going to hit start streaming on the OBS, which should bring us up here. right? Once he's done that, that actually pops it up on YouTube, so that way we'll be able to see it there on YouTube. Hold on. So it should come up. Once again, it takes it a moment for it to recognize with the OBS to YouTube. Now we're going to try this with XSplit as well to see if it responds a little bit better. It looks like it's trying to read now. And there's Howard from a few moments ago. Like, if Larry waves in front of it here, you'll see that it takes some time for it to actually read. Hold on, wait for it. It's a pretty decent lag when it comes to this before Larry's hands will pop up. There it is right there. So that's one thing that you might be aware of. I don't know if it's a software thing. It's the first time we've tried it, first time we've opened it up with this particular one. So we'll put a comment or something in it afterwards once we try it with XSplit or one of those things to see if it kind of recognizes a little bit better. All right, so we're actually going to set this up on the TerraNex Mini rack shelf to go along with our ATEM, and we have a rack enclosure that'll go along with our Ultra Studio Mini recorder, right? And what that actually allows you to do 4K video and things of that nature into it. So hold on, kind of open this up. As we said earlier, we won't put the feet on because we're going to put it onto here. Let's see. It was one of those things I didn't know if it was worth it, but then I started looking at the other options in order to mount it into the to the case, and I realized that I can either Velcro it down, or I can buy a shelf. Shelves are usually similar in cost. I think this is about $80 for a good shelf. So I ended up going with this because it looks nicer, works with the other stuff that we have in the case right now, and it's supposed to have all of the holes and everything pre-cut in this, so that way we should be able to attach this directly to it without any sort of massaging. No need to drill a new hole in this, or no need to figure out a way to get this to attach it. It's supposed to work the first time, right time. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect this for now, so that way we can see how it should fit into this rack case. So if you look here, I'm assuming that you're going to have to line it up with these holes here in it. On the bottom, should line directly up to that. Yeah, so you see the holes there. It comes with screws. So we should throw this together right quick, and should bolt right up. All right. Looks like it's got a spacer. So just in case you don't have a third unit, so you can pop it in there if it's going in a rack or something of that nature, so it looks neater. It's kind of nice to have. I'm going to go ahead and put this one in real quick. And plenty of extra screws. All right. I want to line that up again. There you go. All recessed, so you don't have to worry about if you have any other equipment in the case. You don't have to worry about it scratching up the other equipment. So all the bolts fit in there. This fits right there, like that. Perfectly fits. It's nice. The only thing I might see that might be a little bit of an issue is the spacing for the SDI port down here. It's a little tight. I can imagine getting that in and out might be a little, well, it's not that bad, but it's a little more snug than I'd like, So, if you've got a little bit fatter cable, it might be a little bit more fun to get in and out. I hope this helped you guys out. I hope it answered any questions. If you have any more questions, you can leave them in the comments below, email us, and don't forget to subscribe. Oh, watch out!